Chevra, hope everyone's doing well. The Kavod Shabbos Kodesh, 1 day until Shabbos, 41 until Purim. Really exciting stuff. So we're going to get right into it. Halacha l'maisa, and all the tefillos, all the Torah learning today is for Refuah, for Pesach, Reuven ben Yosef Asara, Baruch Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dodvidas, Chani L'Chaved, Yonah Bas Basia, Shir Bas Basia, Sanai Reuven ben Mani, and every neshama on Klal Yisrael, every neshama in the world should have a refuah. So we're talking about the laws regarding a study hall and a synagogue. So it is prohibited to eat or drink or to sleep or even to doze in these sanctuaries. However, when it's necessary for the performance of a mitzvah, such as on Yom Kippur night, it is permitted to sleep. But he should distance himself from the holy ark when sleeping. Likewise, to eat there when it is necessary for the performance of the mitzvah, a meal that does not involve any drunkenness or levity is permitted. Likewise, those people who learn there constantly are permitted to eat and sleep there, even a regular sleep, so they should not have to interrupt their Torah learning. Let's see that again. Likewise, those people who learn there constantly are permitted to eat and sleep there, even a regular sleep, so they should not have to interrupt their Torah learning. And it says here, the Mishnah Berurah states that one who studies Torah in the study all day, he may engage in any necessary activity in the study hall, but they may not conduct themselves with levity there. Beautiful. Halacha l'maisa. Moving on to Sichot 24, Rabbeinu. Yesterday we spoke about the naked souls and how we need to cover ourselves with garments and soul food, feed ourselves soul food, the whole thing. Shalom Lior, how are you?
Hi, Jack. I'm great. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. We're going to get right into it. Sichot 24, Rabbeinu Nachman. Were you saying something?
Is it just us two?
I think it's just us two, a little chavruta.
Amazing.
Baruch Hashem. The level of those who help support a tzaddik, a true tzaddik, is very great and precious. This can be understood by means of a parable. Right, so we're going into story time here. Once there was a son who became separated from his father. The son greatly yearned for his father and the father for his son. Eventually, the father decides to visit his son. At that time, the son makes up his mind to visit his father, right? So they both miss each other and they're both making up their mind to go visit each other. They begin to travel towards each other. And as they come closer, they yearn. They're yearning. And their longing grows more and more and more. They continue to travel towards each other until they are separated by just a few short miles. They feel it. They mamish feel it. The father begins to feel such great longing for his son that he realizes he will not be able to endure it for the last few miles. It's too much. It's too intense. The son also realizes this. They can no longer hold back his emotions. If he continues for the last few miles, he will be so overcome by his longing that he will literally die. It's so intense. Just about to see his father, the father about to see his son, that feeling is too much. They both decide to cast aside their yearning and to put it out of the mind. Just at that moment, a coach comes along and swiftly brings the son to his father. So you have a yid who comes with his wagon. He's like, let's go. Let me bring you the last couple miles to your father. Imagine the tremendous joy that the driver brings both to the father and to the son who longs so much, right? So this driver essentially is bringing together the son and the father, right? They were a couple miles away from each other. It was too much. Comes in this chariot, comes in this wagon, says, let me bring you there to the end zone. So Rabbi Nachman says, a tzaddik is like a son of God. There's still a barrier separating him from his father, right? There's a tzaddik and the father in the story, the son and the father in the story. It's the tzaddik and Hashem. God has a great longing for the tzaddik to come closer to his son, just as the tzaddik yearns to return to come close to God, right? So there's this mutual feeling, for they continue to approach each other until they are separated by just a few short distance, right? There's this little space that they need to cross over. Their yearning becomes so great that they both realize they cannot endure it. They both decide to put their longing out of mind. God says, is this my only task? Do I not have many worlds? And the tzaddik also says, is this yearning my only duty? Do I not have many other necessary ways of serving God, such as with a talis, a tefillin, and other mitzvos? So they both agree to set aside their yearning. Now what happens? Just as that moment, a Jew comes along driving a coach, driving a chariot. He brings the tzaddik to his livelihood and thereby brings him close to God. For a tzaddik eats to satisfy his soul. This is a pasuk. This is the concept of he will satisfy your soul with splendor. Wow, guys, this is unbelievable. We're going to get deeper and deeper. Rabbi Nachman concludes, right, that was a pasuk in Isaiah. He will satisfy your soul with splendor. Through the livelihood that a Jew brings him, the tzaddik eats and attains the lights of the splendor. Right, so it's through attaching ourselves to the tzaddik and through giving tzedakah to that true tzaddik, we're satisfying his soul with splendor. The splendor causes the barrier to vanish. Right, there's no more of that in-between space, allowing the tzaddik to approach God. Right, so there's not going to be that distance of a couple miles. By giving to the tzaddik, by satisfying his soul, do so much. Ashrei to the person who supports the true tzaddik is thereby responsible for the measurable joy when the tzaddik is able to be close to God. However, this is such a big avoda, right? To really give back to the true tzaddikim. Rabbi Nachman says that to give money to the tzaddik emes is a great privilege. It's not a burden. It's not a burden. It shouldn't be a burden. So great an accomplishment that a person deserves not just a thanks of a tzaddik, but a thanks from the Ribbon Shalom. Special commendation from Hashem. Why so? Because kivyachol, it's as if he's in essence doing a favor to both Hashem and the tzaddik by giving the tzaddik money. We're doing a favor to both sides, right? Because remember that there's that in-between space that they're trying to cross over, but they can't. The emotions are too large. The longing is too intense. Right, but by us coming in and giving ourselves over, we're helping both sides. It's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, this is just like millions and millions of levels below what we're talking about here. But just the other day, I was tasked where I was given the opportunity to get some coffee for a tzaddik so we could be wide awake during an early minyan on Rosh Chodesh. So I got him the coffee, right? I got him the Starbucks coffee. By giving that Starbucks coffee, right, it was an addition. It wasn't the definition as to why the tzaddik. I mean, who knows? He's awake, mamash awake. He doesn't need the coffee, but just enhance the feeling, right? But the getting the Starbucks is it's helping every side because the tzaddik then has power, has intensity, has the energy connecting to Hashem, therefore reflecting that energy to me and to everyone else. It just helps everyone. Again, just another example. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Daf Yomi. So there's this tzaddik, Rabbi Eli Stefanski. He runs a Daf Yomi. It's on YouTube. It's on every platform. He's in Beit Shemesh, I believe. Records every single day. I think a couple of Masechtot ago, he started getting donations for Art Scroll Gemaras, both English and Hebrew. And people will give money. Oh, Finkelstein. People will give money, right, for the Gemaras. It's benefiting the tzaddik so much. It's benefiting everyone else so much by donating that money to the tzaddik, to the base medrash, where the tzaddik's putting that money, giving himself food to tzaddik. The whole thing. Chavra, questions, comments. That was a long one, a fun one. And Bezrat Hashem, we should all be zocha to give tzedakah to the true tzaddik.
I love what you said, Jack. As always, very inspiring and very uplifting. I think that the one thing that Judaism really highlights is how united people are, and how helping somebody or giving a handout to somebody is something that's really spoken about in Judaism. So I love this. I come from a family that really talks about always giving back, and no matter what you have or what you don't have, you should always be giving, always be helping. It really changes people's lives, and it ultimately changes you. So I really appreciate what you said, and I resonate with it big time.
Wow, that's amazing. Baruch Hashem for Rabbeinu Nachman. Baruch Hashem for the tzaddik. Baruch Hashem. Yeah, we should just buy the books. Amazing, good stuff. Thank you, Chevra. We should all be healthy, happy, and successful. Investing in the true tzaddik, giving ourselves to the true tzaddik all the time. And we should just be healthy wherever we are, Tel Aviv or in America. We saw Finkelstein for a second. Whoever's watching, just be healthy, happy, and successful. Kavod Shabbos Kodesh, one day till Shabbos. Let's get hyped. Let's get excited. We're getting a cake later. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. Have a good day, Chevra.